Hello, everyone. It is my pleasure once again to come together as a battalion and use this opportunity to chat with y'all for a little bit at the top of the year. This is halfway through our normal play year, of course, but this is when we give away the illustrious John McLintock Cup. This is our opportunity to present it to our fine cadre of players. And for those of you who are fairly new or have just not heard the tales of John McLintock, allow me to just revisit that and who John was. John was an outstanding, and I say that with a capital O, outstanding combat commander enthusiast. And I had the good fortune to play. I knew John actually through Board Game Geek for many years because he was always a presence there. He was always answering questions right out of the gate on Combat Commander. You could tell that he was clearly very knowledgeable on the subject, and he was the enthusiast as a very strong player. So he could always be counted on in any thread to be there as a presence to help foster new players along and to answer questions that people might have. And I got to know John just through that, and he actually shied away from the ladder for the first several years. Like I would just always put that little invitation out there for him, try to convince him to join us, but he was just a little reticent to do so. I said, John, that's okay, that's no problem. But if you ever want to play with me, just off the cuff, we've got a server now. Why don't you join me and let's get together? And he took me up on that. Just out of nowhere in 2022, he reached out to me and said, I'm coming up on my 500th game of Combat Commander, and I see that you're recording these now and you're putting them on YouTube. How'd you like to get together and have a little exhibition match? And we'll play my favorite scenario from the Stalingrad pack, which is called Sea Devils. Some of you have played it, you know it. I said, it would be my tremendous pleasure to do so. So I did. And with that, I think the conversation came up, hey, let's go through and let's just do the Stalingrad campaign such as it is in there, and we started playing through that, and that was great. But at the same time, I managed to convince him finally to join the ladder. And when I say he was a force of nature, there is no other way to describe that. He came in, and in 7 months, I think he joined in January of 2022, and by July, right at the top of July, he'd gone 7 straight months, he won 7 games, and he won the championship rung, just straight out of the gate. I mean, undefeated, bam. There's just unbelievable. I couldn't, every time I'd log his data, I couldn't believe it. Well, John won again, but I guess I wasn't really surprised. And very sadly, just about 2 or 3 days after he won that last game, I had been talking to him here online, and then, he was always on the server every day, and then he wasn't there one day. And so I got a little concerned. I actually called his house. I had his telephone number and got his voicemail. Couldn't get a hold of him, so I called the local police in Scotland and reached out to him. I said, "Can you just do a check on welfare for me? I work for the police department. This is something we do commonly." And they said, "Absolutely." So they stopped by his home, and sadly he had departed very suddenly, unexpectedly. And so we were, pretty saddened by this. I realized that what better way to honor and provide tribute to John was to come up with this award for the ladder. That has given us now the John McLintock Cup. And I wanted it to represent all the strengths that he brought to the ladder, which was fantastic sportsmanship, cunning guile when it comes to playing. He was, like I said, he was a very strong player. And also he reached out and helped everyone. So those 3 qualities I wanted to imbue the calculation every year for all of our players. And so we do that. And this also gives me the opportunity to, first we will talk about 2025 by the numbers. This gives us a state of the state for the Combat Commander ladder. Just a few things just that everyone should be keenly aware of here. We did finish our 8th year at the end of May of 2025. So we have a June 1st cycle, which goes around, wraps around. So we finished 8 years. I can't believe it. And we're coming in on 4 years left. We're sort of running out of scenarios in some of the battle packs, so there's the opportunity to move things around and shift and come up with some new ideas. So we're getting there. And I think after 12 years, we will complete almost everything that's been published, with the exception of some of the new stuff that's coming out. We also have celebrated our 5th anniversary in May for the server itself. It was I can't believe now that there was a period of time from 2017 until the early COVID months that we did not even do any of this on the Discord server. We did it all by email, and yet we got it accomplished. But it was the exponential growth that was afforded us by creating this Discord community that has helped us grow as much as we have, and it's also just become this focal point for us, and I love it. And you guys are all a part of it. It's one of the most truly community oriented servers that I'm on, and I'm on about 40 different servers, and this is my favorite one. Obviously I run it, so I'm biased, but it gives me the chance to really interact with people. It's self-policing. We're all adults. I never see any of the problems that I see in some of the other servers. There's no ban hammer. There's no silencing of dissent. There's nothing. It's great. So thank you all for that. That's a credit to all of you. So in this past year, we completed 533 games, which I think is down just a little bit from the previous year. I seem to remember that was in the 550 games. And that gives you an idea that, just as a metric, that's all the opponents playing all the completed matches. So anything over 500 is pretty spectacular. We also invoked Scott 162 times for various and sundry vassal issues, and so much so that I have named him officially our Quartermaster General for the server, and he has just been Johnny on the spot for anything. And I know some of you, when you go out there, even when you're using the RSG or the sandbox stuff for setting up things in the RSG, you are finding little teeny tiny technical issues, both that and in the saved scenario files, and I can't thank you enough for that, because that makes it better for everybody. And although he has to oftentimes reprocess a lot of those by hand over and over again, it is a thankless task. I think he deserves a round of applause for that if he's here. If you're out there, Scott, kudos. And we have now, we're down to one and only one perfect attendance record holder for our ladder. Out of, I think we're at 133 players now, and there's only one person left, the last one. And I double checked this and triple checked it, and that is Rick Galley, who is my current opponent for this month, and he is the only one to have formally and officially completed a match in all 103 rounds up through this month. We're in the middle of our game. We're going to finish ours tomorrow night. So he's the only one left that has not skipped or missed a month at all. So, you know, when I was a kid, they would always give that perfect attendance certificate at school, and I didn't think it was much, and my sister did it for about like 10 or 11 years in a row. But for this group, that's amazing. So kudos to Rick for that. We managed to add 31 new members. And I calculate all the new members that we have, and then all the people that depart, to kind of give us our crude growth rate. Along with that, we had 10 people that had been off the ladder for a substantial amount of time. Maybe they had only played 1 or 2 rounds, and then they took years off. And then at the beginning of every December, I send out a mass email to everyone whose email address still works, and I say, hey, if you'd like to come back onto the ladder, we can start you back in January. Please feel welcome. And this past year, 10 people took me up on that, which was a pretty high number. Usually it's only 1 or 2, so I was pretty pleased by that. And 27 members departed. They decided, man, the ladder's just not for me. So they played however many rounds that they wanted, and then they said, I'd like to go on hiatus. So you can see total 41 coming in and 27 going out. So we are growing at a rate of 10 to 15 every year. So that's a modest growth, and I'm happy about that. As long as we keep it where we're getting 50 or 60 active games going every month, that's still very manageable. So I'm pretty pleased about that. But let us not tarry. I've managed to jibber jabber for 10.5 minutes here. Let's talk about the McLintock top 5. And first, I like to show off. I've invited everyone who was in our top 5 calculations to join us tonight just to keep the suspense going. But now I will reveal the top 5, or ranks 2 through 5. And one at a time, we have first Stephen Recht, who is a major in our illustrious group here. And you can see that this, once again, is the breakdown of how the calculation works. When you weight them with their pieces and parts, I look at your win-loss ratio, or the points that you accumulate against your strength of opponents, and the bonus points for how quickly and efficiently you get your game done. So obviously, if you're playing for that 500 XP, you're playing in the first 3 games every month. That helps me, that helps you, everyone's happy. And then the Discord posting, which is I take 10% of whatever total amount that you post, and that is added as points. Some of you are very, very active, and this is outside of the 2 channels, general chat, and I think looking for game. I do not count those, but all the other ones where you post rule corrections and ask questions and foster communications and post things into the museums and the resources, all that counts towards that. So we add all those together, and Stephen got our 5th place spot at 778 points. So congratulations, Steve. In 4th place, we have John from the sunny Philippines, Captain John Sai, and you can see how close his win-loss data indicated, and so is our 4th place finisher this year. John, you're a little quiet out there on Discord, but that's okay. Not everybody is as chatty as people like me, so I understand. Jim Currow is our 3rd place finisher, 628 points, 205 bonus points. So again, seeing all of you getting these very high bonus points, that really is encouraging to me to show that you guys are taking advantage of the XP game. As I said, it shows that you are an efficient player and you're trying to get those games completed as quickly as possible. Also kind of shy on Discord. It's not everybody's thing to be as chatty as everybody else. So congratulations, Jim. Now, here we go. Our first runner-up, and by this you will be able to figure out who our finisher is, but let me congratulate our 2nd place finisher this year is Greg Geyer. He is our captain, 612 points in his win-loss, and he even emailed me today and said, I may not make it there. I don't know if he's out in the room there tonight, but he said, if I don't make it, I want to thank you for giving me the strongest strength of schedule. He said it was an uphill struggle all year long, but he really enjoyed it nonetheless. He showed me, he listed all of his strength of opponents and area ratings, so he quantified it with the data. But he finishes with 888 points. That brings us to the winner of the 2025 John McLintock Cup. Our illustrious recipient this year has 663 points. He played some exceptionally strong opponents and finished and beat a lot of those very strong opponents. Also, exceptionally efficient, getting his games done very, very early, 358 points for that. And also, nearly Harpo Marks level on the Discord. That's okay. If you want to try to get some extra points, you could do that, but you can see that's not nearly as much of a factor as your win-loss or your bonus points. So, with a total of 1,022 points, joining both James Dickinson from 2023 and myself from last year, congratulations to this year's winner, Mark Wilner, as our John McLintock winner. I mentioned this just in passing, I think, when I sent this out, and Mark was like, "What? Me?" And I said, yes. So, congratulations, Mark. If you are out there and you are invited to say a few words, you're more than welcome. If you have anything, I will open the floor to you, sir. So, congratulations.
I am stunned.
I think we wanted the clap on that one, but that's okay.
That'll do.
That'll do.
As I said, I am stunned. I probably should demand a recount, but because obviously it's a false result because I can't be that good. But thank you. It's been a pleasure. I've been on 3 years plus 3.5 years now, I basically joined because I watched some of Patrick's videos and they lured me in, and I bought the Pacific, and I figured join the ladder. At least I'll have a game in my pile of games I'm actually playing once in a while. And then I got the Europe and Mediterranean, and it's been a blast. Thank you, Patrick, for running this.
You are more than welcome. There was a pregnant pause there. I wasn't sure if there's more.
I think
No, that's okay. You're on the spot. That's okay.
I was stunned that I would made the top five, and I'm even more stunned that I won.
As I encourage everyone, you only have to finish 8 rounds, right? And if you play all 12, then we take your best 8 rounds. So those 8 rounds that you played, you did play all 12, of course, but those 8 rounds that you played where you beat some significantly stronger opponents, those points really went in your favor, and so that offsets any minor losses that if you lose fewer than 3 or 4 games in a season, then all of those are positive points towards the win loss. So congratulations, man. You really did. I look back on your data and you took on some heavy hitters, and the fact that you overcame those obstacles was really impressive this year.
I'd like to thank everybody who plays, uh, Patrick for setting it up again, and I look forward to another year.
Well, I am excited for you. You get to hold the virtual trophy for a whole year. We're going to etch your name here in digital letters for a year, and then next year you will have the honor to hand that off to the next recipient. But I will then wrap it up with a big thank you all for a wonderful, great, fantastic, excellent, superlative 2025. I had a ball this year. I know. It was not my year for winning winning games. I tell everybody that all you got to do is win 7 games in a row and you can be at the top of the ladder. But this was not that year for me. So I am giving it in good stead to you, sir. And I look forward to seeing all the data and all of the games coming forward from everybody this year. So I will open the floor to anybody that has anything to say before we sign off. And again, thank you all for a wonderful 2025.
Well, Mark, congratulations, and thank you, Patrick.
So that's all I've got. And if anybody else has anything else to say, I will certainly let you go. But thank you all to everyone. Keep fighting the good fight out there. Keep playing Combat Commander. And if you know anybody else that would like to join the ladder, I see so many of you on the Board Game Geek threads that are encouraging other players that are first timers that are just getting their feet wet. And that's really incredible. So thank you for all the promotion that you all do.
Just keep up the good work, Patrick.
And Mark, I just wanted from Jim Dickinson, I'm the first winner of the Cup, and Patrick's the second winner of the Cup, so that we're all three here. And I just want to tell you, congratulations and bask in your glory for a whole year. You got the Cup for a whole year.
I will treasure it, and I appreciate your presence, and I appreciate seeing past victors, and hope to be here for the next one.
Well, you certainly deserve it this year, and congratulations again.
Can you win it more than once? Is it possible to repeat, or
Sure.
are you? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
That is the challenge ahead of everybody. Can you do it 2 years in a row, or come back and win it again? That's has yet to be seen. So I put that challenge out to everybody. So anyway, thank you all, and you are dismissed. Take care. Have a great one.